I think that Mississippians can start with small gestures like Kosciusko has something called the Club, where black and white men, they deliberately chose to be segregated in terms of gender because they felt like the primary tension in the community was between black and white men, so they created an antithesis to the Rotary Club. They call it the Club, and you can only join, if you're white, you can only join with a black member. If you're black, you can only join with a white member. And they just get together and eat dinner and have speakers come in and talk to them about different topics, sometimes race-related, sometimes just community development related. And by all accounts, those kinds of dialogues have built relationships that are having a positive effect in other issues in the community. So what happens is that if you build relationships, if you take the time to break down those barriers of distrust and suspicion, then when a crisis occurs, you're not dealing with the crisis in the midst of this sort of anonymity and between strangers. It's between people who know each other and maybe have some affinity and have some understanding of where the other person's coming from. It makes the crisis a lot easier to deal with. Sometimes it maybe even prevents crises from occurring.
Jeffrey and I actually met each other through Leadership of Talent. And in that class, we actually got grouped together and we worked on a project, and now we can be seen gallivanting around the streets pretty much once a week at least. So Jeffrey's actually running for coroner in the upcoming election.
But I'm Jeffrey Woods. I'm delighted to be here. Like Greg said, I'm running for coroner. I've been here about 14 years now. And it's really a place where I can really call home. I'm from the Delta. I've been here long enough to just about wipe the Delta out of my mind so for it being home. But I tell everybody when I say I'm going home, it's to Kosciusko.
And we was thinking in terms of something that would bring us closer together. That is what we did to get our club started. We met once a month and so forth and got together. And of course we kept growing. We're still growing.
What do y'all talk about during your meetings?
Any problem that we might have in our community, we could discuss our problems, see.
We agreed that we wanted the focus of the club to be leaders in the community coming together to discuss civic issues that were of interest and concern to all of us. We didn't want to talk about race relations because race relations would be the byproduct of our coming together to talk about civic issues. And that's what we think that we're now in our 12th year, and that seems to have worked out well. So you almost never hear any discussion about race relations. We never have, we very seldom have programs on race relations.
That's right. Now he was the mayor there, he was one of my students.